Hold up, do y'all introduce me?
I'll introduce you. I got you. Alrighty then. Welcome back to the Men on the Internet podcast. Today's a very, very special episode. Before I introduce our special guest, my name is Kerman Johnston.
It's Sunil.
Right there we got
Chris.
And our resident white is not here at the moment.
Resident white?
Yeah, we got we have a white on the show.
Okay.
But he ain't here at the moment. But today we have who I like to call Henny on Ice.
Ooh.
The chief executive producer and one of the hosts of the Rated MA podcast. One of the most streamed podcasts in the sexual experience space.
Yes.
My man, Tavarus. Woo! Yes, sir.
Welcome.
Welcome to the Men on the Internet podcast. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm good. I want to clear up. I'm the original Stallion, a.k.a. find me at your daddy's house.
That's what's up.
Did he say AKA find me at your daddy's
Yeah,
house?
find me at your
daddy's
I like that.
And go ahead, plug the shirt.
Oh, this is my clothing line, Retired Savage.
That's right.
You know,
Are you a retired?
Is you really
I'm back in
retired?
the streets. Yeah. I thought around December I was gonna be retired, but
He
fuck it.
unretired.
What put you back in the streets?
I was dealing with this guy who we got into it on New Year's Eve because he got drunk and he started talking crazy to me. So
Oh man.
I'm like Wendy Williams. I didn't ask to be here. I was thrown in the streets. So I'm back outside. I got my hoochie daddy shorts on.
Come on.
Yes.
And while we plugging things, Tavarus, why don't you tell us a little bit about what your podcast is usually about?
My podcast is a how-to guide on navigating the gay lifestyle. So we give our own personal stories.
Oh, you gay? No, just kidding.
No.
I just navigate through the lifestyle.
So yeah, we just talk about sex and relationships. I mean, and other things too, but
That's
it's more
awesome.
like, yeah.
It's just you or?
It's me and two of my friends,
Nice.
Blake and Dabrian.
Perfect.
Love the show. I'm a huge fan, actually.
Thank you.
Yes, me too.
Me and Savalos produce it, and we are on set with them, laughing our
It's a good time. It's a good
I
time.
don't want to peek on your microphones when I'm laughing, so I'm like,
Yeah, literally, it's like one of the best things that we work on.
And we get the right eyes on it, it'll blow up. But you know what? The thing is about our show, people like to listen in private, and they send me all the messages and all the texts, but they scared to like repost it and let people know this is what they listening to because it's very like raunchy.
It is.
Yeah.
But it's educational as well. Like we
Yeah.
have a large female fan base. A lot of straight guys like it too. So it's not like a gay show.
Yeah.
It's just like
It's entertaining
Yeah.
too, right? If
Yeah.
you could learn.
if you
but
like
can
real
also just be
stories,
entertaining.
you're gonna love it.
I love it.
I love that.
I
Well,
love
I'm
it.
happy you mentioned straight guys following the show because I have a question about that.
Okay.
I've noticed there's a couple of gay guys who tell me that they love hanging out, kicking it with, and even messing around with straight men, quote unquote
Okay.
straight men. So tell me about your experience with that, if you have anything like that. Do you like kind of turning them or like seeing if a straight guy would do some things with you?
When I first came into the gay lifestyle, I was 21, 22, and I was kind of like raised up by people who were like in their late 30s and 40s, and they always told me, don't mess with straight guys because they'll probably try to kill you after they have sex with you.
Oh, wow.
Because they be so ashamed about like doing something like it could go bad. So I don't like DL, I don't like bi, I'm not into none of it.
Wow.
It gotta be
Interesting.
all about me.
right on.
They got to
I
be
feel
as
that.
comfortable and confident as you.
Yes.
I like that.
I like low key dudes, but I'm not into like turning straight men out. I have a lot of straight friends.
Could you? What are some like telltale signs where you feel like you have a shot with someone who quote unquote is straight?
Ooh, it's always like, it's a lot of chatter. It's like, you know, I feel like just too friendly. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like,
Too interested?
you asking me too much about my personal life. Like, well, when did you know you was gay? I'll be like, what you got going on? If you want something, just ask. But, so, I don't know. I'm not into that whole thing, but you
Is
can
it-
tell.
How do you like define it though? Like is someone that has sex automatically have sex with a male? Is that automatically gay or?
I think it's different with men and women. I think most men, in my opinion, if they knew nobody would find out, they would get their dick sucked at least. Most straight guys.
Really?
I do feel like if you mess with a guy, you're gay. But with women, they have the option to like be a
Jump
lesbian
over.
today and
Yeah.
straight tomorrow. So
I-
it's like double standard. But
I was
feel-
talking to one of my good girlfriends, and she was telling me, she was like telling me she's hooked up with girls that had threesomes and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, you bi? She's like, nah. And like, I guess for girls you could do that, right?
I believe that I might be problematic, so maybe I'm the wrong one to ask.
No,
but I don't.
that means you the expert in my
Yeah,
books.
I think you gay.
I think so too.
Unless you're in prison, then it's just prison politics.
Oh,
But you know what, Tavarus? I don't know how you feel about it. I feel like most women do it. Like they'll kiss their girlfriend.
Most women that I know will make out with a girl
Yeah.
or they'll get their pussy ate, but they ain't eating no pussy.
So is there a difference to you?
Well, I don't eat pussy.
Well, I'm just saying, like in the sense, like
wait. Question for you: you wouldn't like the hole is a hole. You're not that type of guy.
No, to me, pussy smell like house keys. From what I hear. From what I hear,
House keys.
I don't want it.
That's a real specific.
Like real
He said
meddling.
from what I hear too.
Yeah, I'm not into it. You know, I sucked a titty when I was 18 in college, and then I fucked a girl like 4 years ago. I told y'all that.
Oh, 4 years ago.
5 years ago, maybe.
That's
her and her
yesterday.
husband, no. So I only did it because it was a threesome. So I wanted her man, and I had to take her too.
Did you like it?
I didn't mind it. She was like Russian. She was like waxed up. Everything was pretty and nice, but
okay.
she was high out of her mind. So it was just like,
what made you want to penetrate her?
her man was like, "You want to do it?" I was like, "I guess I'll try since I'm here."
Since
But
I'm here.
yeah, she was bent over. She didn't really know what's going on.
Oh
It
shit.
was consensual though. But
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Right,
That's
okay.
interesting.
All right. So now I want to go back to you being a retired savage.
Okay.
How do you know when you're done being a city boy, a city girl, you on the streets, and you want to be serious? How you know that?
you know what? I'm actually very traditional. Despite the fact that I have a podcast about sex. Like, I actually went out yesterday and I was talking to my friend about this. Like, guys approach me all wrong because they think I'm just raunchy, but it's like, I'm not into that. So I'll be like dating and talking to a guy and they'll mess it up because they'll be like, "Are you into threesomes and stuff?" And I'd be like, "I thought you had potential. Now you gotta go." Because I'm not into that.
Wow.
Like, I just want to be one.
After you just told that story.
Yeah, but I'm single. I don't want to do that in a relationship.
Got you.
So
that's interesting because I have some gay coworkers and they educate me about their lifestyle. And one of the things that they talk about is sex is not necessarily like cheating is defined differently than maybe like
Yes.
heterosexual relationships.
Well.
It's all about like because they could communicate and be like, you could have sex with other people, but it's like rules as far as who you could have sex with. You got to tell me all that kind of stuff. Is that like just them or
that's them. And
Okay.
It's foolishness. I feel like I'll be a third in somebody's relationship, but you can't be a third in mine.
Okay.
And any situation that I've entered into, I know that they had rules in place, but they all broke the rules. So like you'll be having sex with both of them. One of them get up, clean up, go to the bathroom, and the other one trying to get your number while they going. Like it's never, even when you give them an inch, they always gonna take a mile. So
Got you.
to me, the male ego is fragile. So it's like I don't believe that whole like it's always one person that's dragging the other person to do it. It's never both people that want to be into that lifestyle.
So it's a fallacy. You're saying it's a fallacy because one of the things is like, oh, well, if it's two guys, guys can have sex without emotions involved. But you feel like that's
I think guys are way more emotional than women. They just hold it in.
I like that.
To be honest. So I'm not into that
I like it.
at all.
But it is.
But a lot of people in my lifestyle accept it because they feel like monogamy is so hard to come by. So I feel like they condition themselves to think that's the
so
way
they're
it's
like
got to
settling.
be. Yeah, I think so.
And you just have standards. You're just like, it's just going to be
I feel
this
like
way. or
I'm a
not.
good catch. I'm all you need.
Do you
It's like
feel-
Target.
Do you feel like
Yes.
One-stop shop.
Yes. Tavarus got to do marketing somewhere.
I like that.
I do endorsements.
So were you always this way, Tavarus? Like in the sense of your standards as far as relationships?
Yes. Well, okay. I'm a
He
little
was a
older.
savage.
So no, listen. I mean,
But you said Savage is single.
I'm
Oh,
a
okay.
savage with limits. I'm respectful. You know what I'm saying?
So you got rules.
When I was younger, I used to watch like Oprah and stuff, and
Okay.
it was like a big thing back in the day with like DL stuff. So I was kind of battling when I was coming out, but I
Okay.
thought once I met a guy, I would like run off into the sunset, and that would be the end of it. And that was the beginning of my problems when I started fucking with these niggas. So I always wanted to be in a relationship, but it's never worked out. Like
Got
that.
you.
I've had some, but not super long time.
What do you think's been the toughest part about finding somebody to be in a relationship with?
Like the last guy that I was dealing with, who I actually liked, he was a little younger than me, but I still gave him a chance. And when I told him some of my like hang-ups, all he heard was the negative. And it's like, I'm coming to you as an adult, giving
Right.
you like the rundown, and you don't hear nothing.
What do you mean by hangups? Like standards of yours or things?
Well,
that,
just like why me messing with somebody younger is like not something that I'm necessarily
Got
interested
you.
in, but I might take that step with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he ended up catching COVID, and I like nursed him back to health for like a whole week. So he stayed at my house, and I got to see some of his patterns. And I realized that he was an alcoholic and he was depressed. And he acknowledged it, but you ain't doing nothing about it. So that's not really my energy.
Let me ask you this question about the age gap, because this is like something that I'm kind of like experiencing now. What do you think is a good gap, like 5-6 years? Because
it depends on if you're in your 30s and they're in their 20s, or both of you in your 30s, or if it's like 45 and 39. It depends on what stage in life you are.
Right.
I don't want to date somebody that's like 26 and go through the things that 20-year-olds go through. I'm not interested in them growing pains. So I feel like I'm in my grown part of my 30s, but I want somebody closer to my age, or like 42, 43.
Oh, okay. So you want to grown.
I want grown.
So you date older.
I want grown. I want healed. I want financial stability. I want somebody who
comfortable
has
in their
loved and lost and know that once they get me, this is where they want to be.
maturity.
Yeah.
I feel like that's.
But I'm also kind of ignorant still, because I'm very toxic, and I like a little like tussle.
What does that mean?
A little tug and pull. Like
You
if
like a little
I
drama.
fake leaving,
Little
you gotta
drama.
stop me. Like jump in front of the door. Where you going? Like
So you like the little roller coaster.
I don't like boring.
You like the drama.
I don't call it drama. Just
Okay.
let me know you care.
Okay.
So I have a question, because I know there's females that enjoy a man putting them in their place.
Yes.
Is that what you're talking about a little bit?
Kinda, but see, here's
You
the
like
thing.
the alpha. You like somebody that could like
But this the
not
problem,
back down from
because
you.
I'm alpha and I'm attracted to alpha, but it doesn't necessarily go.
Okay.
So, but I also feel like you have to know how to lead and how to follow.
Okay.
Any situation I'm in, I'm always gonna be in charge, but you can give me the illusion that you can take control, and I'll make you feel like
Got you.
but not really.
So you just want the option, but not necessarily.
Yeah, I like to follow sometimes, but it's always gonna be my program for the most part.
Now, here's my question for you. Right now, it seems like things are not normal in the world.
Okay.
Do you find it more difficult to find what you're looking for more than ever? Is it more difficult?
Is it more difficult to find what I'm looking for because the world is not normal?
Yeah, like it just seems like dating is weird. It seems like the world, like everything in the world is weird, especially post-COVID. I just feel like it's hard to find somebody that you're looking for.
I feel like it's hard to find people on the same page in general, depending on what your standards and boundaries are. I know a lot of people that's in relationship and a lot of COVID relationships, but I feel like it's relationships out of convenience. I don't feel like it's like people who really found their person. I feel like you just settled with somebody because you was horny and bored or whatever, and you didn't want to catch COVID. I mean, I don't know. Like for me, it's always been a challenge.
Do you think that's because of your confidence level and just how secure you are within yourself?
I think I've been in and out of therapy for 5 years, so I think the more self-aware you become, the less you tolerate.
Right.
And it makes it harder to deal with people on that level long term.
I feel like that's just in general with people, right? If you're more self-evolved,
Your options are limited.
options are
Because you're going to
limited.
meet a lot of people who meet you where you at.
Yeah, and just like you see people, oh, you right here right now.
Yeah.
And so it's like you got some time before you're gonna be ready.
Or come to me and tell me, look, I'm working on this, that, and the third. I'm in therapy every 2 weeks. Like I'm down to build with somebody, but I gotta know that you at least trying.
I love it.
Cause I'm gonna still be triggered and come out of character too. But
Can I ask you some real ignorant questions? I hope you
Yes.
don't judge me, but you will. Let's talk about just approach. So you alpha, does that mean it entails like how male would have to approach a female? Like if you alpha, does that mean do you enjoy being approached, or do you like to do all the approaching?
I like to be approached, but I'll definitely approach too if you catch my attention in that way.
So how does somebody need to approach you proper for you
Confident.
to take interest?
Yeah, just state your purpose. What you want. If you want sex, tell me you want sex. If you want to take
Is
me
that
out, tell
okay
me you
with
want to
you?
go out. Yeah, if I feel like when you attractive, you can speak to people a certain kind of way.
Oh,
so,
okay.
but don't be in my inbox looking like a foot. Talking about when we
sure,
gonna do
for
it.
sure.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
There
No.
are no feet
But if
people
you
with
it's
me.
Trey Songz, you know.
There you go.
about
Yeah,
Trey
I'll
Songz.
meet you. But
Do you throw the signals out too?
I feel like you said the signals?
Yeah.
Like eye contact, or like me, if I'm flirting with you, I'm probably like talking shit to you or about you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
that kind of
Yeah.
banter back and forth.
Okay.
So if I'm giving you a lot of conversation, you should probably shoot your shot.
So it sounds like mostly you get approached.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's the catch. You're the draw.
I feel like both should be the catch, but I'll approach if you catch my attention in that way.
What catches your attention?
You know what? I don't always say I'm not the type to be in Target meeting somebody in the produce section. Normally, if I find somebody I like stalk them. I learn everything about them. I'm talking about for months.
There's
and
a
then
process.
I'll be like,
For months.
okay, I know how you get down. I'm watching your social
Interesting.
media. I'm asking your friends. Like, yeah,
Is the community small?
extremely.
Really?
I know everything, and I don't even go out. My phone ring with T.
Why do you think that is though? Because I feel like
The black gay community is very small.
Oh, black.
we only have one place to go on Sundays. That's hip hop.
You only date black.
I've dated all races, but I'm only interested long term in black men.
Interesting.
Yeah,
is that a
unfortunately.
cultural thing?
I want to be open to more, but it's just not. It don't.
Doesn't
Don't work.
Yeah.
And then one of my friends yesterday was asking me this. She was like, "White guys don't approach you." I'm like, "No," because I feel like I'm a little too ethnic for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like when I'm talking to somebody, I need you to get my references. Like if I say a movie quote randomly, you ain't like, "What is that?"
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, I'm not explaining every fucking thing.
How about Hispanics?
It's not my thing.
No.
Yeah,
I heard you one time say that you want to go to church with your man.
I do.
And-
I said I want to pray with my man, not necessarily go to church.
Okay, you wanna
and that has worked for me in the past. Like I feel like it settles a home. I had one boyfriend where we did that, and we would argue and make up and do that. But when we didn't, it would be a difference.
Let me ask you this question because you brought up an ex. Do you think you're somebody's one that got away?
All of them.
Yes. I like that.
Ask me if any of them got away from me. Fuck no. So yeah.
Tavarus, do you feel like it's because you say you were going to Atlanta as well, right?
Labor Day weekend.
Okay, so culturally, is there a difference as far as gay communities in different areas?
Yes, I feel like every region of the states has a different type of gay. So East Coast is
So can you define LA gay versus what Atlanta gay versus
so
New York?
LA. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what I like about the LA gays.
All right, cool.
Because LA is very clean and well groomed. I consider a butch queen, which is somebody who's metrosexual. You
Okay.
know, manscaping and manis, petties kind of thing. So I'm into that from the West Coast, and the West Coast guys are typically taller.
Okay.
which I like.
Wow.
East Coast, I like the aggression. I like the straightforwardness, the hustle, and the, you know what I'm saying, that kind of thing.
The grind.
In the South, niggas know how to play house. So it's they know how to cook, they know how to clean, they have homes. It's very let's court and do this thing. Even if they cheat, they still know how to come home. So that's the difference.
What about from Bay Area to LA?
I don't know that many Bay Area.
No.
I've only been up north twice.
Okay.
Yeah, for work.
What do you think that is? What do you think causes? Is it just
I
regional?
just think how you're raised. In the South, I'm from Houston, if y'all ain't know. That's why I'm the original Stallion. But I feel like it's a lot of two-parent households. It's a lot of tradition that's passed along.
Got
It's a
you.
lot of grandmas around and she's involved. LA is one of those places where it's cold world,
Yeah.
dog eat dog. It's not really big on tradition and family. Everybody
Yep.
just kind of doing their own thing.
Yep.
So
so
Who gives it to you the best?
the best sex I've ever had, Chicago.
Really?
Ooh, you didn't even talk about Chicago.
I ain't been to Chicago yet. That's where I'm trying to go. Ooh, I messed. It was the last May. I told this story yesterday. I said the sex was so good, I had to leave him alone right away.
Wow.
Before he was leaving, I was like, okay, so when you coming back? But
were in love?
I found out after we finished that he had a boyfriend that was still, because he had just moved here. His boyfriend was still in Chicago, and they were trying to figure out the long distance thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, I know I'm not gonna be able to have him the way I want, when I want. So I'm not even gonna do it. But I had to run.
The discipline.
Yeah,
That sounds like in the past you hung yourself up on that before.
I'll go to jail behind a nigga
Really?
Ben. So I gotta be careful with.
So what triggers you?
You're a lover.
I am, but you know what? The boyfriends I've been in this tussle with, they like to drink and they get to pull on your clothes and stuff, and I'm not with that. Don't grab me like that. It's cute. if I'm about to leave, and you like, okay, so let's work it out, kind of thing. But don't be like, where you going? Because I'm going. You know, no.
Yo, you strong.
Right.
You kind of strong.
So
He be in the gym.
yeah,
He be in the
and
gym.
don't like. I'm just big on respect.
Yeah.
I'm not pussy, so I don't know how to back down. But with men, it's just like I can't be disrespected. You ain't even got to respect me. Just don't disrespect me.
I got it. So tell me this, because you talked about hip hop on Sundays. So one thing that I think for us ignorant people that are in that are not in that world, gay kind of coincides with like EDM.
Okay, not in the black community.
Okay, that's great, because I've even, you know, some of the black people that I've seen that are gay, I don't know, they seem to be in EDM. It's all about like house music and
Listen, I don't judge people. I think I equate EDM and black gays to drugs. So
Yes.
I feel like if you into
You
the
right.
dance music, you doing a little coke, a little meth, little Molly, X, everything. So
for sure.
I don't do none of that.
Okay.
So I don't want to hear the music.
Do you even have friends who do that?
I have a lot of friends who do drugs. I feel like it's normal. I don't do it. Like I popped a Molly once.
That's
and I liked it. But I also have an addictive personality, so I try not to do stuff that I like because I want it all the time.
That's why you go to jail over a man, because you're addicted
because
to
I
him.
love everything about him. And you broke my heart. No, I gotta break you.
What area gave you the worst, like consistently worst sex?
Ooh.
Like every single time you're like, damn, I gave this guy a try and it's still
You
bad.
talking about like region wise? Like
Region wise, yeah.
who gave me the worst sex? I don't even know where he was from.
That's how bad it was.
Yeah, I don't know.
What made it so bad?
A bottom that can't take no dick. Like you as soon as you put it in them, they nothing fast, so they ooching an hour all night. It's like, look, you asked me to come here. What you doing? Like prep yourself, do what you gotta do before I get here. Like, no. So yeah, I don't like that. And then
That's something I just
I don't
learned
like
about
guys who
prepping.
talk too much about how good they are. Like a lot of I be wanting to have sex with guys, but they talk themselves out of it. 'Cause it's-
Really?
You talking too much, you know? Then you get there, you biting on a dick and shit, and
Oh no.
yeah, you don't know what you're doing.
That's something I just learned about doing your podcast, the prepping.
Yes.
So that's only the bottom who has to prep?
No. I mean, typically it is, but it could be a cleanliness thing. Prepping is like using
can
an
ask.
enema to like clean yourself
Clean
out
everything
before
out.
a session. Yeah.
Got you. Because what Postmates just put out that whole commercial where they're talking
Was
about.
that real? I
Yeah.
saw that on Instagram. I didn't know.
Yeah, it was
the
like a
bottom diet or
bottom-
something
yeah,
like
the
that.
bo-
Oh
What is
my
it?
god.
So they put out this commercial for Pride Month about like the bottom menu. So it's like a menu geared towards bottoms.
I think it's like light foods
Yes.
and food that's like not high in fiber, that's not gonna make you boo boo on yourself and stuff.
You didn't
I
see
didn't know
that?
I thought that was photoshopped.
No, I
that was
thought-
real.
Yeah, I think it was real.
wow.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
offensive?
No, I'm not offended by much in this community.
You're
I
not a
offend a
bottom.
lot of people. No, I'm a first top. So that
Got
means
it.
it's
What's-
a lot of guys it's a lot of tops that you'll get with, and they'll be like, "Don't touch my ass." All that kind of stuff. Eat my ass, chew me, nigga. But I only like to get fucked like every 6 months, like an oil change. Like it's
So
when I need
right
a tune
in the
up.
camera.
What is
when
it?
you
But
said that.
what brings that about? Like what gives you
Insecurity.
really
Yeah, toxic masculinity.
interesting?
Yeah.
How so you know it? You're aware of it. What still? Like is it not as pleasurable because of the insecurities or
Well, what are you saying? Bottoming?
yeah?
Oh, I thought you were talking about guys who are tops who don't like their ass touched.
Oh,
Oh, so what is it
I was
about?
talking specifically about you.
Ask me the question again.
So you said that you'll take it every 6 months.
Yeah, here's the thing. You can get with somebody who has a small dick and it'll hurt, or you could take a big dick if you really into the person.
Okay.
Small dicks give me gas personally, but you got to make me feel a certain kind of way. Like I said, you need to be like,
So it's an emotional thing.
you just got to know how to handle me. If I could dominate you, you can't fuck me.
Okay.
Like if you too timid or you like sitting on the edge of the bed, talking about, well, what you wanna, what? Oh,
That ain't it.
yeah.
That ain't
Can
it.
we? No. Tell
So
me
you
what
like
we doing.
you 100% big, like they have to be bigger than you.
It's about the attitude and the confidence. You don't necessarily have to be bigger than me, but you got to have a presence.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
So what are some of the stereotypes between like a top and a bottom? Like what makes a bottom want to be a bottom? What makes a top want to be
That's
a
a
top?
good question because it's some people who I know who started off as a bottom and been a bottom their whole life, and I'm like, you always like taking dick, like it's never been painful. I still haven't figured it out. But stereotypes.
So it's more about the pain tolerance for you?
I mean,
Yeah,
ain't that supposed to be going in there? It's not a coochie, like, you know, technically, but it hurt. And then it snaps into place, and then it'd be fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's why you only do it 2 times a year.
I do it when the spirit hit me.
What's the recovery time?
A day.
Okay.
Yeah. Depending on how into the person you are.
Okay.
And also depending on how, like, what they hit you with, the size.
Oh, yeah.
What
I
do
don't
you
like
mean?
hooks and curves.
So what do you mean by the level of into? Like, how does that affect?
Into, like, it's some people you meet, whether you man or woman or, you know, just straight or whatever, that just know how to speak to your body.
Mm-hmm.
Like some people who just like, there's that sexual chemistry and it's like, look, you could do whatever you want to me. Let's do it. You know, and then some people is like, some people could be attractive, but there's no sexual chemistry.
Okay.
And you just be like, okay, I'm not into this. You know?
So we got you off. You were talking about what are the differences between a top and a bottom,
Okay.
like stereotypically.
Stereotypically, tops are considered masculine.
Okay.
People want tops to pay for everything. People think tops.
So I know, like in the straight world, like it might be offensive, but they say like the man in the relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, people say that too. I mean, some people offended by that, some people not. My parents asked me who's the man and the woman with my nigga. And I said, I'm every woman. Bitch, stay out my bedroom. Bottoms typically are like feminine.
Okay.
Stereotypically.
Right.
Always fleet and always ready to fuck.
Taken care of.
Watch
Small.
their diet. Can be small. Twink.
Yeah.
What else? I don't know. That's pretty much it. I don't really know a whole lot of stereotypes.
Tavares, you having like a popular podcast in that community. What are some of the like biggest questions that you get from, you know, maybe people that are about to come out or like are struggling with it? Like how to, you know, what are some of the things that you get asked a lot? Being, because I would assume if I saw you and I'm struggling with my sexuality, I see somebody who's so confident in the community, like willing to talk about it and stuff. Like, what are some of the things I'm sure you get asked a lot? Like, how do you help somebody make that decision or figure it out?
People always ask about our coming out stories and how we gained our confidence. Because obviously it's a journey, but I mean, I can honestly say that I've always been confident, but that comes from how I was raised. So like my parents will always be like, look people in the eye when you're talking to them, walk with your head high, don't be slunched over. You know what I'm saying? It was a place where we could actually talk about stuff, even if I didn't want to talk to them. But I feel like that's the thing that's instilled young. So I would just tell people who coming out, do it on your own time. You know, be safe and don't let nobody rush you.
Did you have any pushback from your family when you came out?
My parents said that they didn't approve of it, but they wanted me to be happy. Because my dad was a bishop and my mom grew up Jehovah's Witness and then she transitioned out of that. But, you know, they're very religious people. But I don't know if it was a religious thing for them. I just think people don't want their child to be gay.
Right.
But I didn't care. Because even when I came out, I didn't know how it would be received, but I was ready to not talk to my family ever again.
Wow.
But
And
I
you
had to
came
get
out
it out.
kind of, I guess, late in age, right? You said 20.
I didn't have sex till I was 21, and I came out when I was 22.
Wow.
And I came out because I fell in love with a guy, and I just loved him so much that I had to tell somebody. So I text my mom, and I said, oh, I just want you to know that I'm bisexual, which people say that when they come out, so it's not as bad, but I wasn't bi. I wanted him.
When did you know, though?
Oh, I've known him since I was like 5.
Wow.
Yeah. But I didn't act on it. So technically, I wasn't gay when people was asking me because I wasn't doing nothing.
Right. Okay.
Well, I mean, does that make you not gay if you're not doing anything gay?
I think technically. I mean, my mom was asking me if I was gay at like 14 because I wasn't going out. I didn't have girls calling the house and stuff. Like I was working in high school early. I was a manager at Taco Bell. Like I would go to work and come home.
And so she asked you, and you were like,
She'd be
upset,
like, "Why you
no.
ain't?" She'd be like, "This is the dating age." Like, and I had a little, you know,
girl?
razzle dazzle about myself. Like you could tell I wasn't straight.
Got you.
It's like, no, I'm not gay. That's what I said because bitch, I wasn't.
You never felt the
Shit, the fuck.
Tavares, you never felt the need to like try to be straight, like date a girl, let's see if I like it, kind of thing.
Yeah, when I was young, like I dated girls.
Okay.
But we wouldn't be doing nothing.
Gotcha.
We wasn't kissing and stuff.
Okay.
That's not
It was
even
just
dating.
something
That's
like
friendship.
It was like the thing you're supposed to do, right? So you're just trying to figure it out, and you're just hanging around trying to catch a vibe and see, like, can I make myself like girls? And it just never happened.
Did you ever wonder, like, you like in your bed wondering, like, why can't I like this girl? Like, is there something wrong?
No, it was more like, I don't want to be gay. I said that when I was like a teenager. Like, I don't want what comes with that. I didn't even know what came with it, but I was like, I don't want that. I know it's not regular or normal.
Did you have people around you that you could talk to about it that were gay around?
No.
Because I mean, coming
and
from
I
a
always
religious...
even wanted a mentor in this community, but it's hard to find people who don't want to sleep with you and just want to be a mentor. Even if it's an older guy,
Like
it's
just a
like
friend.
creepy, you know?
Interesting.
Somebody that I look up to and respect. I've never had it. So that's why with my podcast, we try to do that for people coming up and coming out.
I'm assuming that's important, right? That's
It's very important. Because
great.
who's going to guide you? Like, even if you grow up in a household, my mom was always like, this how you put on a condom. Like, this how you treat a woman. Nobody told me how a nigga's supposed to treat me. Or, you know, how to love a man for real. So none of us, that's what makes it hard to date too, because none of us have an example of what that looks like.
So who's creating those traditions? That's interesting. I never thought about it like
Everybody's
that, right?
making their own tradition.
Really? So is...
Or some people choose to live by what the heterosexuals do.
Gotcha.
Somebody choose this role. You gonna be the man. You gonna be the woman. You gonna cook and clean. I'm gonna pay for everything. Like,
That's kind of like what you want almost, because you want a man that's with you, boyfriend. Like,
you don't have to pay for
together and all
everything with me. I want a partner. I want to equal everything. That's it.
that. Yeah. Now, I want to go into this next segment. On the Rated MA podcast, their producers go out and they find questions that their listeners are asking the
Yes.
team. Well, our producers did the exact same thing.
Okay.
We went out and we got 5 questions, and it's called the ATA Ask Tavarus Anything.
Let's do
Okay.
it.
And they
We
want
gotta
some
have a
advice.
sound for it.
Ask me 10 questions.
All right.
What kind of sound was it? I ain't hear.
Oh, it was Lil Jon saying, yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, so the first question comes from Anonymous.
Okay.
I'm 29 years old and my boyfriend is 32, and we've been together almost 9 months. He's super sweet and a great guy, but I'm not sure if his sex drive is a red flag. He wants to have sex every single time we see each other. Sometimes I feel like I can tell he wants to fast forward our date night or just hanging out time so we could just have sex. Is this a sign that he only wants me or is interested in my body?
I don't know how to answer that. So y'all been together 9 months. Has it always been like that? Or did he just show up that way once y'all made it official? But I'm not mad at somebody who has a high sex drive, because I have one too. Don't ration out no pussy to me, no ass, no dick. Give it to me one the butt. I won't. So I don't know. I feel like if you're not compatible in that area, it's probably not gonna work.
What if she's feeling like there's nothing else but the sex? Like, so
I mean, men
think
are
that's what
visual. Men are about sex. With men, I feel like it's like, to me, this is why like the 3-month rule shit don't work. If a man is interested, he gonna stay. If the sex is good, sex is not gonna keep him. But if men go where they feel good, so if you make him feel good, that's what he'll always go back to.
What's your 3-month rule?
That is very wise.
I don't have a 3-month rule.
Hold on. I need a...
Oh, let me pause so you can give me a gunshot.
That's an applause. Say that again.
What I said.
Man, he said
Oh,
something.
no, I said men go where they feel good.
That
Yeah.
is great.
But that could be a good or bad thing, because you can have a man who doesn't like to be called out and he's with somebody that's submissive, so that makes him feel good. Or they'll go where just somebody just treats them nice. You know what I'm saying? And listens to them.
Feel good don't always mean healthy.
No, exactly.
That's true.
Yeah. So some men like low hanging fruit and they don't want to work for it, and some men like when you hold them accountable and don't give them, you know. Whatever.
So what would be your advice to this young lady that's talking about she feels like there's
he only
not
want sex?
more to the relationship other than the sex?
I would say she needs to have a conversation with him about intimacy, because maybe she wouldn't mind having more sex if she felt connected. So maybe tell him like foreplay starts before the bedroom. So maybe if I come home and you wash the dishes, that'll get me wet. You took the trash out or you walked the dog, bitch, I might want to fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, cook me something. You know what I'm saying? Rub my feet. Yeah. Like, I feel like a lot of women miss out on orgasm and just not liking sex because they don't speak up enough about what they want. And they don't want to be viewed a certain way by men by being vocal and aggressive.
Interesting.
This guy.
Because no woman wants to be looked at as a hoe. Like, so if you tell a guy, look, I want you to choke me while you eat my pussy, they don't want to say that. They just want you to know you're supposed to do that, but how do you know if you don't tell them what you like?
That's true.
But it's important also for the men to ask questions, because men naturally are going to get theirs, and most men don't ask, what do you like? They just like, suck my dick. So, yeah.
That's true. That's true. Y'all feel the same way about the question?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
what
that's
advice
it,
would
yeah.
you guys say to her?
Yeah.
No, definitely communication is key. Talk to him about it and make sure you know you're getting your half of the relationship, because that's what it is.
Absolutely.
I would actually go off of what Tavarus said as far as, is this a new behavior or was this always there? Because if it's a new behavior, he's not really that into you.
Wow.
Yeah, oh, you know what? Or maybe he's starting to stray because you ain't giving it to him, and his interest is somewhere else.
Yeah.
But then,
Could it be that he's liking her more? Like, he's just like, I'm really attracted to you.
nah, because then he would do other stuff that she
Right.
wants.
When I feel like when a man like really into you, he want to do everything to make you happy.
That's true.
That's how I feel. So just tell him what you want.
If they've been together 9 months and it's like this has just been the last 3 months, it's been all about sex. He just.
But don't be mad that he attracted to you, because me personally, I want to be touched every day. And it's just like 3 days. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Like, why you ain't touching me? You know?
All right, this one is from Renee. She said, is it a bad sign if my boyfriend has a lot of gay friends? I noticed that he likes the same music like the City Girls and Saweetie and is always down to go to a gay bar. I've never seen him do anything with a guy or even remotely close to that, but it seems like he's just too comfortable. Is that bad?
I don't know. I feel like there are straight men who are just loving people and who just comfortable with themselves, and it means nothing. I don't see it all the time then. So, I don't know. I would have to see.
There's
It's a little suspect.
issue with that, bro.
Like, he only has gay friends and he like going to the gay bar. Like, what's up?
Yeah, and talking about city girls and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, like I have straight friends that come with me every once in a while, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
they just want to see what my vibe is, but it's not like, oh, what we doing Sunday?
Right,
Like, no.
right.
Yeah, I don't know.
What about you?
Yeah, I think that's an issue. Not because of anything other than it's just like you should have, if there's a balance, then yeah, but it seems like from what she's saying, it's like what Tavarus was saying, that's all he wants to do. And if there's Saucy Santana in his deck, like then for
And
sure.
then it's like, I feel like it's certain artists that you can get away with listening to as a straight man, but the Sweetie threw me on. Like, I don't know. Nobody listen to Sweetie, first of all. I don't know. But I feel like the City Girls make bops for people, though. So, I don't know.
That's funny.
Chris, what you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's
With?
kind of iffy.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you,
Yeah.
Kelby? Because you somebody that has a lot of gay friends as well as like straight friends. So
Yeah.
So-
I have a lot of gay friends and I have a lot of female friends. And I've gone out with my gay friends, but I'm kind of, what I like to say is I like to like dip my toe in your world and just see it. Sometimes I'll go like slightly regular if I don't got nothing else going on
But
in
it's
my world.
also,
But-
there are a lot of straight women who hang out with gay friends. So that could be a cruise spot for straight guys.
right.
You would just have to show her that you ain't gay and like push up on her.
Yeah,
But
right.
but he has a girlfriend.
The guy has a girl. Yeah, so that's off. That's off.
Okay.
I don't even want my nigga in the club with a bunch of punks. You know, like, where you going out? What's up?
Am I not enough?
We put on YouTube. What's up?
All right. This one is from Michael. He says, how do I deal with somebody who is not as freaky as me? I love PDA and being all touchy, but my girl is reserved and prefers to only being a freak in the sheets. And that's few and far between. What can I do to get her more sexually liberated?
It goes back to what you were saying for the first question.
I think when people go into relationships in general, you need to know what your, I would say, top 3 negotiables are or non-negotiables. To me, sex is like number 1, number 2 on the list.
Wow.
So if the freak ain't matching up, it's probably not gonna work.
I feel that.
That's number 1. But since they already in it, and she's the one who's not with the PDA, like that's kind of weird for a girl.
Really?
Most girls want to be all on you, and like, you know, it's not. It's normally it's the guy who's kind of like,
Yeah, don't touch me.
Pull back.
Depends. Maybe it's something in her past, some kind of trauma she's dealing with.
maybe.
I would say I would try to find, because usually when it's about like girls not confident enough for like PDA or sex and stuff like that, there's something that's going on deep down
sexual
inside.
trauma, for sure.
I would try to, obviously you can't force it out of her, but it would be something where she probably needs more understanding and needs to feel safe, and then she'll be more open to that.
But
kind of
I
stuff.
hear a lot about from my straight friends about women playing coochie games, and it's like, don't punish a man by not having sex with him. Like, I could see if y'all not vibing and maybe this week we ain't on the same page and I ain't fucking with you, but like when they get to like the 2-3 weeks and months and stuff, you treading some mucky waters.
I think that only happens to dudes that ain't putting it down.
Or it'd be like the guy is just not making her feel that desired,
right?
You know, so it's like guys get comfortable quick, I feel like, and they
do
stop paying attention to the woman. They stop the chivalry, like, you know, everybody getting their work thing, and it's like, okay, but can you like,
or even
touch me before we get to the bedroom, and just sit and talk to me?
You're right. Even during the sex, they just straight to like, let's just get it through, like it's like a job, versus like all the foreplay and all of the emotional
pussy,
stuff.
They stop taking care of themselves. It's like, look, you want your bitch to be kept up, keep yourself up.
Because I think one of the biggest fallacies is like women don't like sex as much as men. I think
women definitely like sex.
they do. So for them to hold out for 3 months means they ain't really getting it when they do get it. So like they're not gonna be just holding out for 3 months because you didn't take out the trash. It's because you ain't putting it down.
One of my straight friends, he's been married for like 22 years now. His wife is a sheriff, so she has a very alpha personality. And my friend is kind of like soft for a straight man. Beta, maybe. But he like to pay and, you know, do all that stuff, but she's a more aggressive person. So she would complain to him, mind you, they 20 years in, but she would complain to him about his baseline personality of not being aggressive enough, but that's just his nature. So because he feels slighted by her, he fuck all kind of bitches. Like he do his thing. And he actually caught an STD before they went on a vacation somewhere in the islands. And, you know, obviously when you go on vacation with your wife, you're supposed to be having sex.
Yeah.
Now, this is graphic. He caught his penis in his zipper on purpose just so he could avoid having sex until he cleared for the 7 days. But anyway, I say all that to say, you don't think your bitch be cheating on you because she know you be cheating? He was like, no, the arrogance. I said, I bet you she getting fucked down when she go to work, conferences and all kind of shit.
Wow.
So...
And maybe that works for them.
Wait, so how is he so aggressive outside of the marriage?
First of all, he always coming home drunk, full of Hennessy, which is a problem too. Yeah. So when he drinks, he gets more like
liquid courage. But
that's not cool.
Oh man, that's rough.
Yeah,
I know for me, I'm not really a big PDA person.
I'm not either.
Yeah, I'll hold a hand, you know, a little hand around the shoulder, waist or something like that. But something about it is just,
it depends. Like, I don't believe in like tonguing down and just being whatever in front of anybody. Like, that's not my vibe. But in the house, we could do it all. But like, you can like hold my hand depending on the location because it's also different and people be attacking gay people and shit like that. So I'm definitely not gonna be doing it in the hood or in no straight function. But if we in like a gay area and it's like Pride or something, like we could be a little bit more PDA, but that's not really my thing either.
I feel it. All right, we got 2 more questions. We got one from Claire. Now, this one I posted on my Instagram, so I'm just going to read it back for Tavarus with a little bit more information.
Okay.
So she wrote, I just came back from my honeymoon, and I left the house to go to the store. I forgot my phone, and when I came back in the house, I heard my husband on the phone with his friends raving about the honeymoon. He tells his friends how great the honeymoon was, and then his friend asked if he still found me unattractive, and he told her that he does. She asked if he thinks his ex is prettier, and he said he does think that she is prettier. However, he didn't marry me because I'm physically attractive. He married me because I have a beautiful soul. I even heard them mention that he's had many more attractive exes, but my personality is more desirable than all the other looks. What should I do?
That's a loaded question. I do believe that it's just like rappers. When you see who the baby mama is, the baby mama don't be hitting on nothing. But they'll leave you for like a video vixen or like, you know, a upgrade per se. But I think men in general want the safe choice. They don't want somebody that niggas gonna be fawning over and like causing problems in their relationship kind of thing. They want a bitch that's gonna be in the house that's kind of like, she do it for me, but I'll cheat with them bitches, but I come home to this because it make me feel good. I would say even in our lifestyle, if you're considered super attractive, it's kind of like you come with a lot of problems and I don't want them problems.
Really?
So they'll date somebody else.
So you assume that the better somebody looks, the more likely they're probably gonna cheat on you because they have too many options.
But it's just more It's just more attention. And guys don't like that.
Right.
Like, they want to do what they do, and they want their bitch right here. I mean, you tell me.
Okay, so let's say if you had a lineup scenario of like, you know, somebody you think is top tier, most beautiful girl you ever seen, and then right next to her, like a, you know, an averagely beautiful girl, but not like a model-y type girl. Which one would you choose, like off top, knowing that you want to have a long-term relationship with?
I'm not insecure based off of beauty. What it is for me is like how they handle themselves out when guys. Because for me, I think any girl that I'm gonna be with is gonna be attractive. Because why would I want to be with them if they're so? And they're gonna get hit on by dudes because they are attractive. How they handle that attention is what I judge it off of. So if they're the ones that don't like shutting it down, or what I consider they handle it in a way that's disrespectful to our relationship, to me that's a no-go.
Mm-hmm. But she also made mention about the personality thing. I think it is a fact that people who might be more average looking probably have better personalities and stuff because they work those muscles.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of attractive girls don't feel like they got to do that much work. And they just be praised, and it's like, you ain't had to develop your personality. You like, bitch, I'm here. So I think...
Yeah, females, get you a solid 6 because they got good personality.
But to her hearing him say she's unattractive, I don't know what to do about that because that's kind of hurtful.
To a woman.
To anybody.
That's
you want your partner
but his
like,
friend was a woman.
Well, yeah, to a woman too. Like, is this just his friend or?
That's just his friend.
But I heard you say you not attracted to me. Like,
Wait,
we gotta break up.
I was confused. So the person that was telling her he wasn't attractive was a friend.
A friend.
So they weren't together.
No. This is her. She
Like
walked
on
in on the
speakerphone.
house. Yeah, she walked in and heard her husband talking to his female friend
About the honeymoon.
Oh,
And the friend said, "Are you still unattracted to her?"
Got you.
And do you think your ex was prettier?
Okay, that makes more sense because I was like, man, this dude is way too honest to his girl. Like,
No.
you could just lie.
He's telling his female friend.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
And she wants to know if she should be worried about that.
Yeah. Now, if you heard that, let's just say you put
would hurt
yourself
my
in,
feelings.
it would hurt your feelings, but
For
would you
sure.
leave?
I would probably leave. It would give me a insecurity that I probably never leave because I heard you say you're not attracted to me. What am I supposed to do with that?
But your personality.
Did he say he's not?
that.
Did he say he's not attracted, or that just his exes are more? He was more attracted to his exes.
He's not physically attracted to her.
at all.
That's what he said.
Oh, so yeah, I think that's gonna be a problem long term.
It is gonna be a problem long term. Rip the Band-Aid off.
Because it's not that like, because everybody I think understands that with comfort sometimes you let yourself go. You're not gonna be as attractive, but you already have like something built where you're attracted to that person,
right,
either personality or you were before. If that level of attraction wasn't there initially and then it starts getting worse, now all of a sudden I think that's going to just create problems that are stemming from that,
right,
but show up in other ways.
Yeah, that's it.
The other red flag for me is the female friend asking that question. Who asked that of somebody?
But no, if you have real conversations with your friends, you just don't want it on speaker and to hear the answer.
That's a weird question to ask right after a honeymoon,
especially
though.
being a female friend.
Like that ain't the first. Hey, that ain't the first thing I'm asking my homie after his honeymoon.
You still attracted to him?
Yeah.
Like so after
That
this
mean you been
honeymoon,
complaining about
That's what I was gonna say. It sounds like he's been saying,
Right.
I don't know, she's a little big or
and
something.
they probably had already committed to like the plans and like he didn't want to embarrass her. And he just went through with it.
Yep,
Like,
yep,
yeah,
yep.
I'm gonna just get my little piece on the side. But
Yeah, that's
yeah,
a lot.
this wasn't just a
Right.
random Tuesday. This was like after the honeymoon.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
a big
so
deal.
you went out there, you was in the Bahamas.
Yep.
Anything
Poconos.
changed?
right, did y'all get the spark back? No,
Nah, she's still ugly to
she
me.
gotta go.
Well, let me ask you this. Not one of these questions, but have you ever been with somebody who you like, you are not my type, but man, I like you?
No. But I've had sex with people that, like, I've had people show up to my house, like, you know, you meet somebody on the app or whatever, and it's like, okay, you don't quite look the same, but shit, you here already, so fuck it. You know?
That's it.
I've met people who, this might sound shallow. Like, I've met people who, okay, I have an ex that's trying to get back with me right now that I dated in 2012.
Okay.
And I always say he's like a diet version of Kendrick Lamar. But
A skinny version of a skinny version? A skinny dude?
not skinny, like he ain't. I think Kendrick is cute, but he ain't quite that. But
Okay.
you know, but he was nice back then. And my standards was different. But So he called me like 2 weeks ago and was like you my person. I feel like I want to be with you. Like what's up? You want to do this? And I
Was it a bad breakup?
It wasn't a bad breakup. It was more so like I feel like a lot of guys feel like they can just go days without talking to you and then show up and then you think we still together kind of thing. Oh, okay. It's like no call, no show, new hoe. You know that's my rule. Like you got to talk to me. Like
Put that on the shirt.
But I don't feel that for him no more. But he's also not like if you see us together, it'd be like they don't really go together. So I'd be like, I don't want to date you.
Are you one that's willing to go back?
Not typically. Like not. I can go back and sleep with you, but the love is not there that way no more.
No more relationship.
Yeah, like I was crazy over him too, but it's like that was 10 years ago.
That's true.
Well, you got one more question. I got a question for him too.
Yeah,
though.
go ahead.
All right, so I feel like so you're saying you're getting older, you're more mature. I think I'm the same way. Is it like for me now? I'm not as interested in like random sex. I feel like it's not good. Like I find more value in having sex with somebody you've learned their body, like there's intimacy there and all that kind of stuff. Are you on that same tip now?
You know what? I'm not huge on random sex. Like I'm not opposed to it, but like the people that I have sex with in Los Angeles typically are the same group, you know, people. And I have a nigga I've been fucking with for 14 years. That's longer than any of my relationships. You know, but it's like I would never be with him.
Got you.
And he won't ever be with you.
Yeah, but I also say you can't have a consistent fuck buddy that's all the way your type because you'll get caught up. So his personality is off. I don't like him like that, but the sex is good. So if he keep his mouth shut, we can keep it. So what was the original name?
Yeah, so I think you kind of answered it. So yeah, you're more interested in the sex.
So I do like, and then there's a lot of stuff out here. Like I'm not trying to be.
Yeah, that's
I like to
dangerous.
know who I'm dealing with. We know what we like, and that's it. But you know, if I'm on vacation, you know,
a little strange.
Yeah.
You just sampling the delicacies where you're at.
All right, so this is the last question from Brian for the ATA. As a gay man, I've always wanted kids. Over the years, things like financial insecurity and scary news stories have kept me away from the idea of children. Now that my husband and I are making a good living, he says he's enjoying his life with money and he isn't sure he wants to give that freedom up to take care of a child or maybe even kids. What can I do to make him understand that life is more than partying, day clubs, festivals, and vacations? We seem to agree that we can't let the world events scare us away from having kids, but he really is just happy with how things are now. Help.
Ooh, I mean that's one of those things that sound like a deal breaker. But it sounds like he gooped her because it sounds like they were on the same page about having kids when they first got together. And now I can understand him.
This is a gay man.
Oh, this is a gay man.
Yeah,
He's a gay guy.
Well, same thing. I mean.
So it seems like the partner is still into the lifestyle, just partying.
Well, it also sounds like he said he don't even know if he want kids no more.
Right.
Which I think is the main thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Do you want kids?
I want kids. I want twin boys, Jai and Taj.
Ooh, names already picked out.
Names picked
so
out.
you'd want them as babies.
Yeah, I want my own kids with like artificial insemination.
Would you do it without being in a relationship?
Not ideally, but I mean, if I'm 42, God forbid, and I ain't got no kids yet, I don't know, man, I'm gonna have them, you know. Yep. But I definitely want a 2-parent household for sure. So I don't know. That's just like Jeannie Mai and her husband. They got divorced because he wanted kids, and she didn't want none. Now she met Jeezy, somebody who made her feel like I want to do this, and she did it. Yeah. So that's a big thing. I don't know. You might. I don't know how long they've been together, but
divorce.
Can I ask? Are you that political?
Not super, but what?
Can I ask you about some current events that are going on right now?
It.
So I think, obviously right now, the LGBTQ plus community, there's a certain thing that's going on right now. First, I want to ask you, how do you feel about everything being grouped into the same type of like rights? Like trans rights are the same as gay rights, it's the same as, queer and all
Black
this kind of black, does that, do you feel like that's effective for, the ultimate goal of having everybody treated the same way and all that kind of stuff? Or do you feel like maybe some of the things that maybe other communities are fighting for are in, I guess, opposed the type of rights that, the gay community is looking for? Like, is it sending them backwards?
No, I think everybody. Well, I think it's all under the same umbrella. So just because you're trans doesn't mean you're not my family or part of my community. We're not separated. So you should have your rights. It doesn't make us look any kind of way.
Let's say, like, for example, so one of the biggest things right now, as far as like trans community, is like in sports, right?
Okay.
So trans, people competing, and it's not trans females or trans males trying to.
I don't agree
compete
with that
males.
sports thing.
Right. So how do you, I guess, approach that, knowing that it will maybe hurt somebody that's in the same type of community?
How would it hurt us?
Well, in the same, hurt somebody's feelings, or like they might be opposed to, because it seems, I guess maybe it's me, ignorance, that it seems like it's all on the same front. Like if you gay, you believe everything that the trans community wants as well.
in every community, there's always going to be somebody who takes it to the extreme. Like I do think sometimes our community could be a little bit sensitive to certain things and try to push our agenda sometimes too much. Like the sports thing, there's no way that a man somebody who was born a male should be competing with women. You're just naturally stronger. It just doesn't make sense. Now maybe if science could prove that if you've been like moaning for a certain amount of years and like maybe your bone density changes over time, like until we get that kind of fact, then maybe you can compete. But as a whole, I think everybody should have basic human rights. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you should have access to, if you identify as female, you should be able to use the female bathroom. We should be able to get married. I always say, if you don't believe in gay marriage, don't marry a gay person. Like, and don't bring your religion into it, because what I'm doing ain't got nothing to do with you.
Right.
Period.
I totally agree with that. Another thing that's really big right now, Tavarus, I don't know if you've seen it, is like these like drag queen children reading like type of things that are going on.
So
like,
what they do is there are some schools and they bring drag queens to the school, and they have them like reading books to the kids, and if they're in high school, they do like sex ed with them and things like that.
What states are these, and why is it drag queens?
They have them here in California. They have it. There's a school in the Valley. It's a private school that has been doing it for like 10 years.
So what's the pushback, or who's making a big deal about it?
I guess there's videos coming out where there's a lot of stuff that's like over sexualized, I guess, well, let's say there's a certain sector of society, more conservative,
Right.
that looks at it and is saying, especially when it comes to sex,
Right.
and like over sexualized, they're like, we don't want our children to be I guess exposed to that at such a young age.
Right. I think it's like a two-part. Let me see how to word this. I think straight people always talk about this whole over-sexualized thing. When as a gay man, as a gay boy growing up, I saw porn on TV. I saw male and female having sex, making out in movies. That didn't make me straight. So why would you seeing something gay make you gay? Like all of a sudden everything is over sexualized because we got gay men on TV. Like what is that? But when it comes to children, people feel different. I don't have kids, but I feel like whatever you raise them to think is normal, they're going to think is normal. So if they see a drag queen reading in the 5th grade or at 4 years old, they're going to be more open-minded and think this is just what the world is. That's not going to make them any kind of way. I need people to understand that. I think representation across the board is important, so people should be able to see themselves in some kind of way somewhere.
I agree
A lot
with
of
that.
parents don't even talk to their kids about sex.
Right.
So they're talking about, save it for home. We should do that at home. You don't even talk to them.
That's true.
So schools definitely need to teach sex ed, and they need to take it a step further and teach a little bit more and update this curriculum. Because when I was coming up, and probably the same thing with y'all, they was just talking about STDs and like puberty,
Pregnancy.
but it wasn't like, we don't learn shit in school. Like teach me life skills. Teach me how to write a check.
Yeah.
Teach me not geometry, but tell me like, what do you do in a domestic violence situation, or stuff that we can really apply?
Understand credit.
Right.
Yeah, credit for sure. Financial literacy. So people be outraged about the wrong shit.
Can I ask another thing? So one thing that I was always curious about is I feel like, especially with Pride and, the Pride parades and all that kind of stuff. And it's going back on the sex thing. It seems like when you speak about gay, lesbian, all this kind of stuff, it's like a very sexual, like everything's about sex. Do you
Right.
feel like sometimes that takes away from the person, right? Where everything is just talking about sex, like that's like the most inquisitive thing versus like,
Right.
you're a whole human, man.
Right.
You got a personality, you got interests and stuff like that. It's not always about who you fucking, like who's in your bed and like all that kind of stuff. Or is that accurate about what the gay lifestyle is?
Damn, ask me one more time.
So-
because it's clicking, but it ain't.
So for me, like I just, when you go to like different parades,
Okay.
right? You'll see like cultural parades. Like
Yeah.
you go to the Latin American parade, it's all about the nice dresses and the
Okay.
dances and stuff like that. You go to like the Indian parade, it's going to be more about the culture. All kind. But then when it comes to Pride, which is about
Right.
gay culture,
Right.
it's all just naked people, like sex, glitter, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, I sometimes think that one of the issues with why conservative people don't necessarily agree. Obviously, there's the outdated religious aspect, but what I'm saying, I just feel like you don't get to see the gay person. It's
Right.
always whenever it's always sex. And I think sometimes that takes away from getting to know the human.
Yeah, I don't think that's accurate. I think there's a difference between what we call white pride and then black gay pride.
Okay.
Which is, okay, so.
Can you explain the difference?
Yeah, so in LA, what we consider the white gay pride is like the first week, second week of June.
Uh-huh.
So to me, I feel like that's when it's like more parades. It's more like inclusive things or things about the culture and our rights and this, that, and the third. It's not sexual to me. It's not sexualized to me.
Mm-hmm.
But with black gay pride, which would be like Atlanta, Labor Day weekend, where I'll be, it's, we men are sexual. It's about sex. It's about all these cute people is coming around like, what's up? So it's less about information and like what pride really represents and more about just getting together and fucking, but I think
That's just a part of the culture.
yeah, but I think men are sexual. I don't think people are always curious. Just like when you meet a trans person, you like, I wonder if they had the surgery. It's
Right.
like, that's none of your business. So I think straight people people from the outside looking in sexualize us more than we sexualize ourselves.
Right.
So I don't
Yeah,
know.
and I think I've in the past, like the difference between a gay person and a straight person is who they're having sex with.
Right.
So you just automatically think it's only sex.
Now, but you might hear more about sexual topics because health is big in our community and we're not far removed from like AIDS and HIV. Like we have what we call PrEP now, which is like a prevention drug that you could take so that you don't contract HIV or AIDS. But that's like in the past 6-7 years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we still need to be preaching about sex, sexual health, all of these things because it's rampant in our
yeah,
community.
I think that's for any community,
Yeah,
right?
I think
Anybody who's
straight
having
people
sex,
should embrace that too.
absolutely. There's a lot of STDs out here.
It's
for
a lot
straight
of
people.
women.
There's
It's a lot of
monkeypox.
parents who
Yeah.
who not teaching their daughters, like they just don't want their kids to have sex and grow up. But they're not telling them, okay, when this boy's 15, they're gonna start coming at you. Don't let him not put a condom on. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like, talk to your kids. That's why I like artists like Meg Thee Stallion, who people would deem like as super sexual and super like whatever. Men definitely don't like her because she's an outspoken female. It's like, put your pussy in your face. Like,
Right.
but you gotta make people like get used to it. Like people need to feel empowered. People need to feel like body positivity. People just need to be more open with stuff.
What do you feel like your purpose is? What do you feel like you were put on this planet to do? Like, what is your goal and the impact you want to have on the world?
That's a good question. Oh, I feel attacked.
Well, I mean,
No, no,
you're
no.
the podcast world. I feel like
my purpose, I feel like in general in life, I'm here to be an entertainer.
Okay.
I want to be a mogul. I want to be rich. But I want to leave people like feeling good. I want people to know that I was a rebel. I want people to know like he marched to the beat of his own drum. He did what he wanted to do, and that inspired other people to live in their truth, whatever that is. Not even on a gay standpoint,
Right.
but just like show up for yourself so that you can show up to the world.
That's awesome.
Sick. Well, Tavarus, tell people where they can find you.
You can find me at your daddy house. No, that's my Instagram name. At your daddy house, YODADDYYHOUSE. Tune into the Rated MA podcast. Maybe season 5 coming soon.
Hopefully.
The YouTube channel, Rated MA, or Tavarus Online, actually. Yeah, you can find me where the niggas at.
And your podcast is everywhere.
It's on Apple.
Okay.
Yeah, for other reasons. but
And Rated, just spelled like that. RATEDMA. What's
podcast.
MA stand for?
Mature audience.
Ah,
Yeah, very mature
I
content.
love it.
Yep.
I love it.
Is there anything you're looking forward to coming up?
I thought we was doing the music section. We ain't
Oh
doing that?
yeah, we could do that real quick.
Yeah.
we could do that real quick. So there's a couple things that dropped. The first thing that dropped was Drake's album.
Yes.
Liked
Don't
it?
like it.
Don't like it.
No.
Thank you.
Really?
No.
Well, you didn't say you didn't like it.
I'm not a huge Drake fan anyway.
Yeah.
I think all of his albums are drowsy. I call it sleep music. I think his singles are good, but I just think I don't want to hear a whole Drake album.
feel
And
you.
then
No,
I
we need
did
Tavarus
stream it
on
that
this.
night, but
I just love that you here right now because
Oh.
I'm the only one ever speaking
Drake
like this
is
about
tired
Drake.
as fuck to me. Just like I don't like her.
Thank you. Oh,
I don't.
You don't like
I
her?
think she's super talented. She drowsy as shit.
Oh no.
I be
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no.
What about I didn't think this album was as bad as CLB. I mean, no, I thought this
I
album
like
was worse.
Certified Lover Boy.
You liked
it?
it?
Grew on me.
Okay.
But Drake is always going to give you a Drake sound.
Yeah,
It's like he's
yeah.
going to be consistent. He services his core.
Yes, absolutely.
That's it. He's not interested in like elevate. I mean, this album was thinking outside the box, and I think people will catch up to it because the Queen dropped. So it made it more palatable for him. But
Yeah.
it's still not produced as well as the Beyonce dance song.
That's true. I will say that. That's true. I personally like this album more than Certified Lover Boy. And I didn't hate Certified
Yeah.
Lover Boy. I hate Scorpion. I think that's awful.
Okay, yeah. I'm not a big Drake fan, so don't ask me about those.
Right. But the Beyonce song dropped
Phenomenal.
2 weeks after. I think it's amazing.
Yes.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. It's familiar. It's a huge 90s song sample, and people are going to eat it up. And especially when the video drop,
Yeah.
people going to get their life.
Other
Man.
than Azealia Banks.
Other than
Azalea Banks.
I love her voice. It's just so powerful.
Beyonce?
Yeah.
Beyonce is that girl.
And it's so well produced. It's like a gospel song inside of a dance song. It's just
She
incredible.
covers all fan bases.
You know what it reminds me of is like, you know, when auto-tune first started really coming out, and then the dudes with real vocals got onto auto-tune, and you're like, damn. That's what it could sound like, you know, like, and I think that's what's happening right now. A lot of people are jumping on this dance wave, and then you got somebody who's super vocally talented like Beyonce that knows how to make hits, knows how to do it, and now she's on a dance song.
But a
It's
lot
like,
of people still don't even consider Beyonce a great vocalist, unfortunately, because they're stupid.
how?
I don't know.
Have you heard
People
Countdown?
people think because she's a well-rounded entertainer
Yeah.
that eliminates vocals, and I feel like she's like the hybrid of like a Michael and like a Whitney. You know what I'm saying? Like she can do it all.
I was about to say that. She has a voice that's as powerful
Absolutely.
as
And
Whitney.
she could, and guess what? She could make those gritty, growly songs and the ballads, but that's not her fan base. But if she had to, she could do it.
Right.
Like 1+1.
Like 1+1. But I feel like because this new album that's coming is going to be a double album. So I feel
is
like
it really?
yes, Act 1 and Act 2. So I feel like one part is going to be like the R&B and like the whatever, and this one will be more like free, whatever.
I haven't heard a Beyonce album in a while. I'll say that. But
But she ain't had one in like since 2016.
well, I never heard. No, I didn't hear
Lemonade.
the Disney one. She had a Disney
Oh,
album.
that's not that was a soundtrack. That's not an
Okay,
album.
okay. I didn't
Yeah.
hear that. Well, I heard some parts of it, and I didn't hear Lemonade.
Oh, well, where you been?
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
What do you
but I
mean?
need to hear it. He said, "Wait a minute." So I actually think with this "Break My Soul" song, I'm interested in hearing this.
Beyonce is always
new
going
album.
to change the culture.
Yeah, that's powerful. But
Yeah.
now, the next person that dropped is Chris Brown. Chris Breezy.
Chris Breezy. I'm a big Chris Brown fan. I'm actually going to the Lil Baby concert with him on August 21st.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I don't like the album. I really don't like none of his albums since the first one.
Wow.
Yeah,
But
Chris
you're a big
Brown
fan still?
But he's talented. Like he's talented. He has great singles, but all the albums, like Drake, sound the same.
That's true.
So it's like I can't tell you the difference between the Fame album and this last one.
The songs all sound the same, and he hasn't grown as an artist in the past 10 years.
But it's still something about him that's like amazing though.
And the dancing,
Yes.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
still like one of the best dancers, if not the best dancer in
He
the
is
R&B
Talented,
world.
he could sing, he's charismatic,
Yeah.
like he does great features. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So
Yep.
he writes and produces his own shit.
One thing though, is I think him and his team made like a concerted effort to like play the industry, right? They started using little gimmicks and tactics
you
to
mean?
get the numbers up by like
Dropping 42
understanding,
songs, yeah.
understanding the stream, how to
Yeah, the
bypass
more songs,
streaming
the better your
numbers,
stream.
that,
Yeah.
and then also like getting this, like actively going out telling your fans to stream it at this time, at
But
this
what's
many
wrong with
times.
that? I mean-
I just feel like it takes away from the organic of just like.
That era is gone.
Yeah, it could be, but I think that takes away from how I think he's received by maybe people in my generation. 'cause
Well, is
it's
the star dead? Is Chris Brown's star power pretty much done for?
Chris Brown is a star. Period.
Really?
Yeah.
You think he could do arena tours?
Arenas what? Or
The
arena,
big ones.
Oh, stadium's bigger than
Stadium,
arena.
yeah.
He could do arena, like with a couple of headliners, not by himself.
Okay.
Very few artists could do that. Like if it was him and like a Usher, they could pack out
Usher
the
still?
Staples.
I was about to ask you about Usher
By himself?
and his
Usher been cold for a minute. He's starting to heat back up since the Vegas residency.
yeah, and
He on the City Girls new song that came
Oh,
out
is he really?
Friday. Yeah,
and he just did a Tiny Desk.
he did Tiny Desk, which
That
I
was
love.
amazing.
I think Usher is super talented.
He's incredible.
Yeah, but
But do you think
he's
Chris
gotten
Brown
cold.
and Usher together could do stadium arena tour?
For sure. Absolutely.
I don't know.
Together,
I don't know.
it wouldn't happen, but it could happen.
It could happen.
Yeah.
It could happen.
They would
but
sell it out.
together, I think they would need one more person.
No,
They would need
absolutely
a Lil Baby, a Future,
No,
something like
absolutely
that.
Bruno.
not. No,
Bruno could do it by himself.
Bruno is everything.
Beyonce, Drake,
Yeah.
Eminem,
Eminem.
pretty much like
They do stadiums.
Adele.
Adele. Who's
Ariana.
overrated, by the way? Can't stomach Adele. She's drowsy as shit too.
Her last album was awful. The
All of
last
her
two,
albums sound
the
the
last
same.
two albums were awful.
I love her personality. I get into her like in interviews.
Yeah.
I love Adele,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
musically, I don't see the hype when we in our own community have a Jasmine Sullivan or Jill Scott who gets no recognition, no sales. It's like, why y'all give a fuck about Blue Eye Soul?
It's true.
Adele can't out-sing Jasmine. Tell me she can.
I'm not.
So,
Yeah.
I'm not against you, my dude. I'm not against you.
Who else dropped?
so let's see. Usher did the Tiny Desk. I think first of all, Usher's voice is incredible.
He's a well-preserved artist. for
People are really showing out, especially with the verses.
sure. Versus.
The verses coming out, showing like
That's
we
smart.
can sing.
That that
Well, some
sparked
people
people
can
to come out to prove that they could sing, because I think the verses actually made people go back and be like, damn, all these people that I was like big on for R&B, these guys can't even sing.
But
So
here's
it's
the
all
thing.
produced.
Omarion and Ray J were never really
Yeah.
singers to me.
So everybody that I asked these opinions to have not watched all the verses. I watched every single verses since quarantine, every single one. So if you know music and you know artists, the people that they had on the pre-show and the main show, you know they ain't vocally whatever.
Sammy is.
Sammy can sing. Mario, I love. Been a huge Mario fan, but verses before during the quarantine was just about hits. And
Right.
you was playing it from the studio or whatever,
Yeah.
so you didn't have to perform. Now verses is performance based.
Right.
So if you're not a performer, you're not going to win verses. Just like SWV and Escape. Escape was prepared. They won the verses, but SWV catalog is better
Right.
than Escape.
And that's what you could probably say with Omarion and Mario. Like Omarion actually, like performance wise, is he was dancing, all that kind of stuff, and has probably the bigger hits, but Mario's vocals
Mario's vocals
crushed them. It wasn't even a
And
debate.
Omarion got cocky and he didn't even do all of his hits. He chose purposely not to really do P2K songs
Right.
because he beefing with them.
Yeah.
That's what your strength is.
And that watermelon stuff
I'm
was
tired
kind of
of those
weird.
dances he had behind him. Good night.
And I didn't understand why you bring your brother out and do the most embarrassing thing on stage.
I was
ever.
embarrassed because I don't think black people should eat chicken and watermelon on TV. But I understood what it meant because his brother had a big viral moment a few months ago with the watermelon. And I want to be the watermelon, by the way.
Oh, Lord.
Orion is everything. But it was terrible. The verses was the most entertaining, but it was horrible.
Yeah.
Did you watch BET Awards?
Of course.
Did you think that they sabotaged Givion's mic? Or he just can't sing?
I'm not a big fan of his voice anyway, so I don't know what the fuck they
Really?
did this mic. They could have turned it off if I could.
I feel about Lil Nas X.
I love Lil Nas X.
Yeah?
And I love that he keeps trolling. Like, keep putting it in people's face and keep letting it be known that you're here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because he was angry with BET, right? Because he said that they're anti-gay because they didn't.
Well, he said that when he performed last year, like when they were preparing for the production of the show, they asked him, what is your show going to be like? Because we have a big Christian fan base and we don't want to do anything to like, we want to make sure you're not doing the anti-satanic stuff on here. Because maybe he came out with the shoe with the blood and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
But, and he only had one video that was like that, so I don't know why they asked that.
Well, he was
But
like lap
after
dancing
he
the devil.
performed, he kissed the guy on stage, where I guess he didn't do during the pre-show. So one of the producers came to him after that and said, "What the fuck was that?" You know, kind of thing. So they didn't nominate him this year, and they didn't invite him back.
Interesting. You think it was? You think he has a case in saying that it was retaliation?
I think. I mean, he's not going to sue or anything, but I
He
think
just made that
he's
song.
entitled
Well, I'm
to
just
feel
saying-
how he feels.
No, I'm not. When I mean make a case, I mean like in the sense that
I think he's validated in it, but
Because I don't remember what songs would he have gotten nominated for.
He had
this
a big
year?
song
He had
last
two
year.
number ones last year.
Yeah. he had
Oh,
two
and
big
this
songs.
is from last
And
year.
Jack
Or this
Harlow
year?
was on his number one song.
That's true.
That Kanye
Yeah,
West
so
produced.
how is Jack Harlow now nominated and he not?
So I thought it was. I was trying to figure out what he did this year, but we're talking about
It was
last year.
last
Well, you
year.
get
Okay.
nominated for the previous
Got you.
quarters.
Got you.
So
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know. I love Lotto. Y'all like
Lotto, did you listen to her album?
Yes, I went to the tour.
Really?
Everything.
I like her
She got
energy.
next up. Yes,
I
she
like
got
her
a lot of
energy.
stage presence.
What do you feel about Saucy Santana?
I love Santana. He's a great performer. He opened up for Lotto on the
Oh
tour.
wow. Oh yeah, I heard some.
Really, really good
stuff.
stage presence.
Man.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's gonna be a summer of music. Everybody's dropping.
Yeah.
Did you like the Kendrick album?
I love the Kendrick album. It wasn't. I'm a Kendrick fan. First
too.
of all.
Okay.
So I think people were expecting it to be like Damn because that album was so hit heavy, but he took it somewhere else, and I love it.
Yeah.
He's one of those people that like will shift the culture as well, and you'll catch up later.
He's an artist. Like he's
an artist.
creating art.
Yeah.
I can't wait because now that he's not on a label, everything's just gonna be out of his brain trust.
I think he's just gonna sign with a different label. I think he's just done with TDE.
I think he started his own label. PG
Yeah, but
Lang.
he has to partner with somebody,
Oh, okay.
for distribution. And
But
stuff.
I would hope that it's just all his creation, and I'll be interested to see.
I think it's his creation now. I think it's the thing about contracts where now wherever he goes, he could own his masters and
Right.
have full whatever. But I think they always gave him creative control.
Do you think his next album is gonna be going back to the hits?
I think so, and I think he'll drop sooner than later.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. I think he's coming to back out next year.
Especially
That's
since he has his own label now,
Right,
he
he can
ready.
make-
He got to make that money
Yeah.
while it's hot.
Yeah. Plus, he's got a tour. It's been a while. I think maybe
Megan
his
got her
money-
own
yeah.
label coming out too.
Yeah. Oh, really? You know who I really liked? It took me a long time to like this album, but the latest Weekend album. I don't know if you listened to
Tired?
it.
No, hate
Man,
The Weeknd.
loved it. I love that.
Not a fan.
Really,
I
I'm
hated
not
that
surprised.
he did the Super Bowl too. He's not a
Really?
Super Bowl artist at all.
It was a good performance though.
It was horrid.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you like this one from this year? The
J Lo and Shakira.
no.
No,
This
this one
year
was
was
the-
Oh,
LA.
Dr. Dre. and
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Of
yeah.
course, I loved it.
perfect. Yeah, Snoop's coming out with a new album. You heard the song with him and Eminem?
I haven't listened to a Snoop album since it listened to me. But I love Snoop. So, but I'm not invested in a Snoop album, and I'm not an Eminem fan.
Oh, really?
No,
I don't think there's one Eminem fan, but somehow he's still.
I think he's talented, but it's just
Yeah.
not my choice.
I've never heard anyone say put on that new Eminem
Ever.
Yeah,
But I think Eminem isn't an album artist as much as just he has viral singles.
I don't even think he's viral no more. I
Well,
think his
he's
era's
still
past.
huge.
No, when
No, I
he
know he's
does,
still huge.
when he does like his little wordplay stuff, that I think that's super impressive.
Well, he's super talented, but
Yeah.
we're talking about like stuff people paying attention to in the culture. Nobody give a fuck about Eminem.
I mean, the last thing when he came out with the diss against MGK, I think that was pretty big.
I think MGK actually bodied Eminem.
I think so too, but
I
I
ain't
mean,
even heard the song.
I thought MGK won, but I'm saying his song still like did numbers.
Okay, last thing before we wrap
Okay.
it up. You mentioned Trey Songz. You kind of like him.
Yeah, I don't like what he's doing to these women.
I
but-
was about to say.
yeah.
There's a lot
and I feel
of.
heard he's not such a nice person behind the scenes, but
Okay.
aesthetically, that's my type. Give me him. Give me
see.
Jadena. Give me Method Man.
Jadena still famous? I forgot all about him.
I don't know if he's
Method
famous or not.
Man,
He
huh?
fine as fuck.
Really?
Method Man, old ass.
Method Man is still
Method's the
in
only
the
method
gym.
I'll do.
Matt's still in the gym putting in work.
Yes, and I love him on Power. It's everything.
Yeah.
50 Cent?
What about 50?
Is that kind of your type? No? Not it.
No, like him as a businessman. I actually used to put 50's. If I can't do it, it can't be done on my resume. At the
Really?
bottom. I think he's so inspirational.
I agree with that.
And he's a Cancer as well.
All right. Well, everybody, the executive producer of the Rated MA podcast, also one of the hosts of the podcast,
Yes.
the extra talented, super funny. You should do comedy.
People keep saying that. I don't know.
should.
I do want to do a sitcom. Yeah.
write it.
Check me out on Lace. It's a TV show on the All Black Streaming Network, episode 4.
That's it. And thank you so much for dropping by to Men on the Internet
Thank y'all
podcast.
for having me.
Please come back
Love to
whenever
come
you
back.
want.
Thank y'all.
All right.
Bye.